What is up, guys? Jake Flowers. Today I'm going to be going over my track Bassline that I recently released on SoundCloud. Pretty hyped about this track. I thought it was pretty funky. Nothing too crazy. Try to keep it a little bit simple, but also not too boring for you guys too. But pretty excited about it. It was a house track. It's got a little bit of funk, a little bit of new age sound with the spectral resonator on the vocals. So I just wanted to create a little video to show you guys how I made it, how I threw it together. So I'll play it for you guys here now, and we'll get into it after that.
Bring the bass. Bring the bass. Bring the bass. Bass, 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 bass. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass. Bass. Bring the bass. Bass, bass. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bass. Alright, first off, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Hey, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Hey, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Hey, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Hey, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 rat at the tat, tat, come on, rack, stat, stat. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bass.
Nice. So yeah, guys, that was it. Bassline. Worked on it. I think total time was like about 4 to 5 days. which is pretty good for me, I think. As far as the structure of the song goes, I think it was mid at best, honestly, just because music theory and arrangement is a huge challenge whenever you're putting these songs together. So I'm working on it. We're getting through it. And yeah, let's just get right into it. I've got my kick and bass sidechained with a trigger with shaper box. But yeah, just your standard kick here. And then just add it in my bass line. Pretty funky. Not too much modulation. I think for this kick, yeah, we just had Serum 2 preset dialed into 46 on the filter. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah, nothing too crazy on that, but just played with that a little bit. Just kept the bass line kind of simple, but also a bit rhythmic at the same time. Yeah, I think I'm in, was it D on this one? Let's see here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Let's see, stop doing that. G. Yeah, so key of G. This is set to E, but it's actually G here. So that's wrong. Put that to G. Yeah, G, and then kicks to that B there. G2 that is. But funky enough for a little bit of rhythm on that. That was just a Serum 2, not a preset. But I think what I did was get the toxic bass parameters from Sam Smyers, and then I just applied that, played with it a little bit, made it a little bit different. Hence, like when I dialed it up, it was kind of like that real sine wave type bass, or that synth bass, if you will. But yeah, that was it for the kick and bass. Nothing too crazy. Kick and bass is always the most complicated, I think, for me, because it is a huge part of the song, huge part of music, or at least dance music, bass music. Because a lot of people, when they hear that, they feel that's what they feel. Sub-frequencies travel further, so it reaches more people too. So more people feel that as opposed to the mid and high frequencies. But I digress. So my drums, nothing too crazy, pretty simple in the beginning. Clap, a little bit of percussive elements in there. Let's see when it's all there. I think it was there in this.
Bring the bass line.
Got your open hat. It's all the drums by themselves. Talking about processing on my drums. Got some auto filter on it. Auto filter, drum full parallel, and some saturator for color, and decapitator for a different sound. This is just, I had it labeled snare, but it's actually a clap. Just change that actually real quick to clap. Yeah, standard clap with a little bit of verb on it. Saturator, clipper, auto filter, because I was panning in and out a little bit with the auto filter while I was going through. My snare rolls were complete samples. I think I pulled them from Splice. I thought they sounded really good. But yeah, here that is. Got some reverb on it.
Bring the bassline. Bring the bassline.
Yeah, 126 BPM. That snare roll was one of the better sounding snares I've found on Splice, or snare samples, that is. Snare roll samples on Splice. You know, you can build a snare roll and use a bunch of time, but this one in particular, this drum snare build loop, I just dragged and dropped from Splice. Pretty simple, and it sounded mad decent, I thought. You could you can use that snare, you could clip that. I could have inserted it for a little bit more variation in other portions of the song, but it's decided not to. But yeah, that was it for that snare roll. It just used it twice. It's the same thing, the same exact thing for the second drop as well. So listen to that.
Hey, bring the bass line. Back, right at the tap, come on, back, tap. Hey, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line, back, right at the tap, come on, back, tap. Bring the bass line.
Fix my shirt here. Yeah, that was it for the snare. It really adds a lot of impact to the drops on that. Closed hat loop. I think I chopped this guy a little bit and just kind of came out with this loop. A little bit of verb on it.
Bring the bass, bass.
And then we got another hat loop here. I don't know if I pulled anything out of this one. Yeah, it looks like I did. But a lot of these loops I just got from Splice and just put my own processing on them with saturator, hybrid reverb, some roar. I'm not even sure if that really makes a difference. It's hard to tell. I just threw it on there, and then auto filter, auto pan on those hats for a little bit of variance throughout the track, so the hats just aren't boring throughout the whole thing. My percussive or percussion, thought that sounded kind of cool. It's like a almost like a clave, but it's like has like a droppy, like wet sound to it. I thought it sounded cool, and I thought it fit well with the track.
Bring the bass.
Kind of just fits the track's whole vibe well, I think. So, got our rides. I think I just used the same ride for both portions of the track here. Shaker just comes in right at the first drop, and then later after the second drop, after the 8 bars or 16 bars of the second drop.
Bass.
Then you can hear it coming later in on the second.
Bring the bass line.
For some sweeps here, just before the first drop, before the second drop, when I break it down here, because this is like almost an intermediate drop. I just like the vibe of like this being the break, how it gives you just that kick and bass, and then I have a lower octave vocal on top of it.
Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the that bass line back, rat the tat tat, come on, rat, stack, and bring the
And then
bass line.
again, right here.
Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, rat the tat tat, come on.
Yeah, it just hypes it up to the next part of the song. Just some more. This was like,
Bring the bass line.
I think that this was a chop from like a MIDI preset that I had, and then I like, it was like just a blip of MIDI, and then I just bounced it to a new track, and then just got this audio sample here. You can hear a little bit of that noise in there. Or maybe this was just a splice sample, actually. Maybe it was just a splice sample. I thought it fit.
Bring the bass line.
You can hardly even hear it anyways. You'd have to listen very closely. But yeah, I thought it sounded cool. Some more sweeps here. Sidechained. These sweeps are pretty much all throughout the song.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
I think I have just some more sweeps here. Bit of a riser right here for the first drop, and then riser for the second drop.
Bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Had it cut 4 bars before, and then another riser here. Just for more impact. Added that riser 3 times.
Bring the bass line.
This is kind of like
Hey, bring the bass line.
transitioning it.
Bring the bass line back, rat the tat tat, come on, rat, tat, bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line.
Yeah, it just like transitions from part to part. All right, getting into the vocals here. Vocals, and it was like a synth sample that I found on Splice. This vocal, I think I just chopped it up a little bit, like just a little bit here. Something about it, I don't know, I just like. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just sounds cool to me.
Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dope, I think. It just sounds, oh, my mic. Sounds like inhuman, you know, it just sounds different. So, just threw that in there. This was another splice sample I found. I think I chopped a little part of it out. This was like in there a couple times right before the first drop, and then a little bit before the second drop, and then a little bit more here. It just created more of a like vintage funk element to the track right before the drop.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Yeah, no rhyme or reason why. I just thought it sounded cool. Also listening to other artists' songs, there's always like kind of like a little bit of like randomness before a drop. Not really random per se, because it matches the vibe of the track. But yeah, I just threw those in there right before in these sections because I thought it sounded cool. This was like some sort of like, what do they call it here? Nordal? Vox Nordal? Another cool sound. It's just got like a different, just for variation throughout the track. Yeah, pretty cool though. The vocal EQ, I just throw like fab and cut out the lows and put honestly, I think I just do like the production ready preset off of Fab Filter to get the vocals sounding right. And then of course adjust as needed if there's like any like resonance or like harshness going on with them. This sound I just put before the first drop, just for a little bit more noise, more hype.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
And then I just took it away right before that first drop. You can hardly even hear it though in that first drop. So yeah, maybe I didn't need it, maybe I did. I don't know. I like the way it sounded. Just ties into that snare.
Bring the bass line.
Alright, going over the vocal here.
Bring the bass.
We've got a little bit of spectral resonator going on with this guy right here.
Bring the bass. Bring the bass.
Thought?
Bass. Bring the bass. Bass. Bring the bass. Bass.
Yeah, I just had it here.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass.
An unused one. Just cut that out. Okay. Yeah, spectral resonator, and then also I've got little altar boy on it, just for that pitch transposition, or not transposition, or maybe transposition, like transposing. So if you load that up, you can see if I click formant here. If we go take my face away, click formant here, and do that. Show you all of the automation that I have going on with the formant, and it's fun. Like you can play with it.
Bring the bass line.
Like, this is it.
Hey, bring the bass line.
You can bring it down.
Bring the bass line.
You can bring it way down.
Bring the bass line.
You can bring it up.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Hey, bring the bass line.
If you just want a little bit more variance, a little bit more change to your vocals or any sound at all, you can throw that on it and just play around with it and just do what you think sounds cool on it. So it's pretty fun with that. Also used a little bit, I like ChatGPT, how to create a washout. So I've got that tied to here. And then, yeah, I just adjust washout as needed. So you can see, like, if you listen here, you can probably hear
Bring
it.
the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line.
It's like
bring the bass
verby,
line.
delay.
Bring the bass line. Bring the
Just
bass
makes
line.
it different.
Hey,
Just
bring
gives
the
it,
bass line. Bring
give
the
it
bass line.
a different feel, especially before a
Bring
drop.
the bass line.
Took it away. Took it away. Can't even talk. Took it away right before the drop there, and then was like adding it back in slowly here. But yeah, thought it was mad decent. And then essentially, if you watch my other short, I showed how to, so what I was doing was exporting the track, and then the automation that I had put on with the transpose from Little Altar Boy was not included when I exported it. So every time I exported it, it would just change without my automation that I put on. It would just play it flat, like there was no automation at all. So I'm like Googling it, and yeah, it just came out to just bounce it, create a whole new track, and then it just hard cooks that sound into that track already. Just had to re-EQ. I think I just put Fab on it after that. But all of
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
all of my automation with my spectral resonator, with my Little Altar Boy, it's all in there now. Just a
Bring the
little
bass
bit
line.
of reverse verb here from this one bass sound. And then it just goes into the bass.
Bass.
So you can listen to that.
bass.
And this is pretty simple to do. All you gotta do is take this part here, take this chop. So let me just drag it right here for shits and giggles. I'll drag it right here. You can go ahead and duplicate if you don't want to affect anything else. Just delete whatever. Just throw that back there so it's like it's untouched. What you could do, so now you're left with that. Bass. Okay, and that's why I like to duplicate it, because it'll give you everything you had on that rack. We'll throw like a verb on it. Increase decay to shit ton. Maybe even more. Maybe like 12. And then you're just going to bounce that track in place. Then it'll create a whole audio sample on there. That's the full sound. By itself. Clean slate, everything off the rack. And then you'll just reverse it. And then of course EQ it to taste. So then it'll sound something like that. Oh, I was wondering when I was gonna totally pause myself, delete that file, new movie recording, view, float on top. Just gonna see how many times I'm gonna do this first video. Hopefully not many more. But yeah, it's really easy to make that reverse sound, you know. Pretty simple. Here I just have.
All right, first off,
this was just another sample. I think it was like separate from my original vocal that I had on there. He's saying all right first off, so I thought it'd be like a good intro to the track. Here I have it right here in the beginning, and then just like a chopped like a couple of firsts in there if you listen.
First. All right, first off, bring the bass.
Yeah, not much to that really.
First. Bring the bass. Bring the bass. Bass. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass.
Yeah, and then that leads us to our synth pluck here. Start with that low cut filter with the auto filter. I'm pretty sure just slowly creeps it into the song.
Bring the bass. Bass. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Yeah, just think that I had Little Altar Boy on this guy. Pretty sure I did, because I like changed the. Yeah, here we go. Let's click that. This is like max high pitch. So if I click S. Yeah, just automated the shit out of it. Didn't really go too low with it. Let's see what that sounds like actually.
Bring the bass line.
Let's hear it without. Yeah, it doesn't really sound good when it's low, in my opinion. Just added a little bit of variance to the track. So yeah, that was that little synth sample. Just turned out to sound pretty good. I treated it just like a vocal, as far as like EQing stuff like that goes. Some
Bring
more.
the bass.
Oh, this was like a concept I was working with before, because I wanted to like have a cool drop to be like crazy. I thought that would have been sick with the kick and bass, but I couldn't really figure out a way to tie it into the track. Yeah. This is that screaming sound that you hear throughout the track.
Bring the bass, bring the bass, 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 bass,
This it's just, I think, like a Serum 2 preset with a little bit of filter on it. Yeah, wander blips. Yeah, wander blips.
Bring the bass. Bring the bass, bring the bass, 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 bass.
Yeah, with some
Bring the bass line.
some automation on it. This was part of my build up. Thought it sounded cool.
Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Just like another sound that you will subconsciously hear but not really notice while listening to the track. Here it is again, just a variation. I thought it sounded really cool. This is just like one long note here, and then this is just different taps of the note.
Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line.
And then that's why I love the second drop, because these actually pop out a little bit.
Bring the bass line. Bring the bass line.
Yeah, these sounds, I really like these sounds in the drop for some reason. I thought they sounded really cool. Let's just listen to that drop one more time.
Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 right at the tap, tap, come on back, tap, tap. Bring the bass line. Hey, bring the bass line. Bring the bass line back, 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 right at the tap, tap, come on back, tap, tap. Bring the bass line.
Yeah, just that little, just a little sounds that just add a different funk to your track. Make a huge difference, I think. This was just some more of, it's like the similar sound. I think I just changed a little bit of the modulation on it.
Bring the bass. Bass.
Yeah.
Bring the bass. Bass, bass.
And yeah, that was it, guys. Tried to make it quick for you. Spent a decent amount of hours on it. Sent it off to get mastered, if you will. It's not a perfect song, of course, but it sounds cool to me. Kind of working on the stick of the kick and bass, so hopefully I can dial that in some more. But yeah, hope you guys just give it a listen. Let me know what you think. And yeah, guys, enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you watch this video, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, peace.
Bring the bass line.